Welcome to the Darkest Hour. I'm here at a DC historic landmark, Ben's Chili Boat on 8th Street with Mr. Sage Ali. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Can I pull the mask down so it's easier? Thank you, yeah. This is off of COVID.
So I know that Miss Virginia Ali started in 1958 with her husband when she was just 24 years old, Mr. Ben Ali.
That's right. My mom and dad.
And you guys just celebrated 62 years, correct?
That's right.
Do you, or have you ever asked why chili? Why was that the foundation of the restaurant?
Well, we kind of know the answer. My dad's from Trinidad, right? And Trinidad is a Caribbean island that they love spices. So you have to think back and realize that right now, you grew up, you're used to seeing all this different kind of food, Mexican foods, Indian foods and stuff, but when my dad came to this country, mom is from Virginia, she's a country girl from Virginia, right? But when my dad came to this country, there was mustard, ketchup, relish, onion, mayonnaise, that was it. There was no spice per se, you know what I mean? And so Dad was the one who really brought spice to America in that sense way back then. You wanted to make something spicy and add something new to the menu.
So I know that the half smoke was voted DC's signature dish in 2008. Is that still the top thing on the menu?
It is. I mean, the half smoke, in Philly, people go to Philly and have the Philly cheesesteak, right? Everyone knows Philly for the cheesesteak. DC is the home of the half smoke, and Ben's Chili Bowl is the home of the original half smoke. So my dad was going to put on a hot dog bun with mustard, onions, and chili and turn it into a sandwich, right? It could have been a breakfast sausage before that. So it's unique to DC. If you go outside of DC and say, give me a half smoke, people don't know what you're talking about.
Because you can put chili on pretty much anything. What inspired them to put it on burgers and dogs?
Well, burgers and dogs were popular back then in '58, and so how do you add something to it, make it new with something that's already kind of familiar, you know what I mean? Back then people were not ready for a curry beef dinner or something like that, but a burger, they understand what a burger is, a cheeseburger, a dog, they understand what those things are. Add the chili sauce to it, you've made it something new with something that's already familiar. We try to have something for everybody to eat, so nowadays, some folks are vegetarian, some folks don't eat pork, some folks this, some folks that. So here, we have fresh organic salads, we have vegetarian burgers, veggie chili, veggie dogs, we have turkey burgers that are very good, turkey dogs, we got the half smoke, which is mixed pork and beef, and we have the beef dogs. We got a lot of variety for whatever anybody wants.
When you stepped up to become an owner and manager of the business, were you nervous? Did you ever doubt yourself, or were there any moments when you thought maybe you couldn't, fulfill the spot?
Well, it wasn't like you stepped up to be a manager or anything. I was in the Chili Bowl after school when I was this tall, you know what I mean? So we kind of grew up in the Chili Bowl, so it's kind of like, you walk in, mom cleans the table, we clean the table, you know what I mean? Mom sweeps the floor, we sweep the floor, mom does this, so hey, go ahead and grab this and bring this to this customer. So we kind of just learned it growing up. So you're just taking care of the guests. All we learned was how to take care of the guests and make it feel like home. That was it.
There's 3 siblings, correct? There's 3 brothers.
Yeah, myself and my 2 brothers, Kamal and Nizam, and we also have my wife Vida and Kamal's wife Sonia in the business as well.
Who's the oldest out of the siblings?
That's me.
How does it feel to be a trendsetter and a landmark?
It feels good, but it also feels like a responsibility. That meaning when you asked was I nervous, I wasn't nervous about being a manager or working here, but you do feel the burden of responsibility in a good way, because this is an important place. It's an important place for everyone, for the DC community. It's very important for black people in this country and in the city. It means a lot to people, so you want to make sure that my mom and dad did something very special. We have to make sure that we kind of preserve it and build on it and maintain the integrity, maintain all that we are known to be. That's very important.
What do you think is the most important thing a restaurant should have to function?
The the most important thing a restaurant can have to function?
And to have longevity.
I'm gonna say a funny thing that might surprise you, heart. You gotta have a heart. You gotta really love it. You have to care about it. You gotta nurture it just like your baby, just like your child. You know what I mean? You have to really care about it. You have to have love for your community. So I mean, the obvious things, I can say you gotta have good food and a clean place and excellent customer service. Those are the business things that we already understand, you know what I mean? But what makes it special is when you put that heart and soul into it and people really feel like you're walking into a special place, or you're walking into a place where people really care about you, they care about what they give to you, they care about the entire experience, and knowing that we are a part of the community, and that means a lot to everyone.
How many employees would you say that you have entirely? Because I know that you guys have over 7 locations currently, right?
Well, we own Ben Shinable 8th Street, Ben Shinable U Street, the original location, right? And my brothers have Ben's next door. So, you know, we have 3 in the family right now. Ben's at the airport, Reagan Airport, is the first franchise location. We have one in a Horseshoe Casino, but that's something that is a franchise also. So the other ones are franchises, so we don't really own them. We get a small percentage, but those are franchises. You know, so we have 3. And for ours, and we had the Ben's in Arlington, that one closed down because of COVID, right? So now we have 3, and it's hard to say now because right now during COVID, it's a much smaller number of employees because everything's a little bit different than it was before. When we were busy, I'd say we had maybe 150 employees at one point.
Are there any things that you guys have thought of or tried to make in the kitchen that didn't make the menu?
Honestly, no. I mean, it's funny because we are, my mom, this is something people don't know, it's a funny thing to hear this. My mom, I tell mom all the time, mom is 86 years old. She turns 87 in December, right? Mom is at U Street right now, working, right now. And she wants to be there every day and she feels like she's missing out on life, you know what I mean? And mom, I joke with her, mom is the first original foodie. Mom loves food more than anybody I've ever seen, seriously. And she's a small person, but she loves to eat and she takes eating very seriously. So everything mom makes is good.
I know with all the things that Ben has been through and able to withstand, that you guys are no stranger to change. What do you think on the new changes that's going on in DC?
I mean, we think the same thing everyone else thinks, which is it's a lot and it's all new, and you know, there's a lot to be nervous about, there's a lot to be thankful for. We just got to ride it out and see how it goes, you know. But the bottom line is what we know is we are survivors, we as a people are survivors, we as a community are survivors, we as a city are survivors, you know, so we know we're going to be okay.
What does community mean to you?
I'll answer that with one word: family. You know, we really see the community as our extended family, as part of our family, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like we don't see us and them, we see us and us. You know, so for example, someone needs to use a restroom, we let them use the restroom. You know, it's like they're human beings. We don't say, oh, we're not strict like that. We take care of people, and therefore the community takes care of us because it's all one family. And they know that. They know that we see them as family. I know, and my wife knows, and my family, we know all the homeless folks in the area. We take care of each other. You know, we just look out for people. That's all. That's what it's about.
How has COVID been a challenge since it started? I know it's been slowing a lot of things down and putting the, monkey wrench in a lot.
Yeah. COVID was a big challenge. I mean, it was, I guess it was March 17th, we closed this location completely. It just died. Business just totally stopped. I mean, everyone stayed home scared to death, you know? And understandably, so the whole city shut down, and of course we had to shut down, so it was tough. We kept U Street open, and U Street just did obviously, carry out, delivery, and curbside, but even that, it was very, very tough in the beginning, and then over time, people wanted to support us, and they kind of kept coming out and kept giving us this wonderful outpouring of love and support, so we're still here, and we opened up here back, I think, on Memorial Day. We've been going ever since, so as people are more comfortable coming out, it's picking up a bit, but it's not like we're used to, but we're working it out. It's going to be fine, you know what I mean?
and the hours have changed, but yet you still
Oh,
have.
yeah. The hours are a lot shorter because if you think about it, we used to close, we were known as a late night spot. So usually we'd open at 6 a.m. for breakfast and close at 4 o'clock in the morning, Friday and Saturday night. And so people would go to the bars and clubs and hang out and then come to us afterwards, right? So all of a sudden, there is no nightlife. There are no bars and clubs and movies and stuff, you know, so it's kind of like, so now we close at 7 p.m., 8 p.m. on the weekends, and usually just started opening until midnight on Friday, Saturday nights. Cheese on these right here. Nice nacho cheese. Jalapeno nacho cheese actually. Here's some chili. So you can see here what we offer: smokes and dogs, half smoked, chili, spicy half smoked, turkey dog, veggie dog, junior dog, and beef dog, right? Then the burgers, famous chili burger, single or double, Big Ben burger, turkey burger, veggie beyond burger, veggie garden burger. We also have the impossible burger. For bowls, we have small chili, large chili, veggie chili, large veggie chili, rice bowl, salad bowl, structured by half gallon, and veggie chili the same way. So people don't realize how many options we have. Veggie options, we got veggie garden burger, veggie burger sub, potato salad, coleslaw, so lots of different things that people don't realize we sell, you know what I mean? And all of them people love. A lot of people don't realize we have 3 different chilies at Ben's Chili Bowl, and we're very famous for the chili sauce. The chili sauce is what goes on the sandwiches. All the chilies are homemade. The chili sauce has beef but no beans. It's kind of spicy, right? Then the chili con carne is the regular chili in a bowl with beef and beans, and the veggie chili is like a chili con carne with a vegetarian version. So we have all 3 of them. But the people understand the chili con carne in the bowl with the veggie chili. The chili sauce on the sandwiches is very, very special. It's only at Ben's Chili Bowl. When I was a kid growing up here, we did not sell chili in the bowl for certain times. The chili sauce on the hot dogs, the half smokes, and the burgers, that's where everyone came from. Up here at Ben, this is Magratu right here. Magratu, say hello, man.
How you doing?
This is Rahel over here. Rahel's doing a great job always.
Yes, let me look myself good for the camera, okay?
What would you say is one of your favorite things about working for Ben's Chili Bowl?
Interacting with customers, with our guests. He helped me a lot, especially because I'm from a foreign country. He helped me speaking the language, learn the culture. Yes, it's something that I really like and I will do again and I keep on going to. I'm from Central Africa, actually. Central Africa Republic. My name is Yannick Michael.
Saturday. Great to meet you. Great to meet you. Yo. Keep doing what you're doing too, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. And you keep doing what you're doing too. Walaikum salam.
What would you say is your favorite thing about Ben's Chili Bowls?
I love the history of it. Never mind that the food is good. I always run into someone I know. Good service, good people, and I feel that they really enjoy what they're doing. And we appreciate it. That's it's the experience. It's the overall experience.
Each customers, they were impressed the way our chili tastes, and our chili is especially a spicy chili that we have. We don't have the non-spicy, and they really like the way we treat them as a guest, not as a customer, but as a guest. We treat every single customer as a guest for us, so that can make them come back to the city.
So on the Darkest Hour, we have a segment called Shedding Light, where basically I ask random questions to see where your head at as a person if you are as random as most people. So with you being the owner,
One of the owners.
one
my
of
family,
the owners of Ben's Chili Bowl, I'm sure that you have heard a lot of DC slang.
Oh Lord, I'm not gonna be able to answer this. Maybe we're gonna try me and see.
Do you know what a glizzy is?
I have no idea.
Do you hear people saying it, like
Glizzy?
kids saying it?
I may have heard it. I don't really know.
Glizzy is basically a term for a hot dog when you're eating it. Basically,
Well, we got
guys
the Ben's
must-
Chili Glizzy. Right? That's what we got. Got the Ben's Chili Glizzy. For whoever want the Ben's Chili Glizzy, that's what we got. Unless you tell me the wrong way in the trigger.
So you might change that because basically guys make fun of other guys like at cookouts and at barbecues. If they
We
see
don't
you
know
eating
nothing
a
about
hot
the
dog-
Ben. We never heard of that before. She just said that. Nah, she put words in my mouth. There's nothing to do with that. Nah, you fooled me. See, I knew you fooled me. I spoke too soon, didn't I? Huh?
They basically clown you. If you're eating a hot dog, like it gets to the point where guys will hide hot dogs in their pockets or like wait till everybody's leaving like a barbecue before they would actually eat a hot dog.
That's what's been shameful thing or something?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I've
To eat
never
a
heard
hot
that.
dog.
I've never heard that
It's
before.
crazy. It's a young thing. It's funny. When it first started, I didn't get it either, but it's funny when you see the lengths that these guys go through to hide
Really?
eating a hot dog.
That's why I tell them they can come to Ben's to get the Big Ben burger and the burger sub. We got everything for them. We all right.
How many packets of hot dogs, how many buns in general do you think that you guys go through?
In a week, in a day, in a year, and how long?
I would say in a week.
That's a good question. I don't know the exact answer. A lot.
If you had to
A
guess.
lot. All I can tell you is I have a bread order coming in, and the order's taller than me. It's way up here somewhere. Racks of bread. So we do a lot. We sell a lot.
Do you think that the internet has harmed or helped small businesses or businesses in general?
I think it's helped because with the internet, people are hearing about businesses that they may not hear about them otherwise. So folks are posting stories and doing those things. So people know us from all over the world. And we have folks who, even before the internet, people would come buy a T-shirt, for example, right? Where we have folks who send us pictures. They stand on the wall, the Great Wall of China, wearing a Ben's Chili Bowl T-shirt. But now they do that. They send it us. We also post it online, so other folks see it. So it just spreads the word about a lot of things. It connects people.
Definitely. If you could cook one thing and add it to the menu, what would it be that's not chili related?
It's a good question. If I could cook one thing and add it to the menu that's not chili related. If I had to say my favorite thing, what I eat personally, I'd probably add, but we probably won't do it. It's a different thing. Salmon. I love fresh salmon. That's just a personal thing.
It would probably come into play here if you had like a salmon burger.
You never know. Timing might be right. You might come up with something. You never know.
If you could choose any famous person, dead or alive, to be the spokesperson for a Ben's Chili commercial, who would it be?
Any famous person, dead or alive, that is spokesperson.
For a 1 minute commercial.
You know who I would say, honestly? And there's some depth to it, Martin Luther King. Because Martin Luther King used to come into the Chili Bowl and have lunch with my mom and talk about his plans, his dreams, you know what I mean? So he would be someone that everyone knows, everyone loves and respects, and he really ate it. He really came, he really enjoyed the food. So it's a big part of his life and it was part of our lives as well. So yeah, absolutely.
If you weren't here, what would be your dream job? What was something that you always wanted to do? Like, you know, when you're a kid and you're growing up being like, I want to be an astronaut or a firefighter. What would be something that you would like to do?
You might see that before long. I'm actually a musician. And I lived in California for 25 years with my wife, you know, and we moved back here to DC after my dad passed away. You know, so we've been back here. I love being part of the family business, so I'm not leaving this, but you may see me doing these gigs around town and so on.
And Ben's is so music inclined, like, you know, music related, because musicians, everybody comes.
Oh yeah, everybody comes. And not just now, musicians came, you know, we had Chance the Rapper not long ago came to hung out with us, you know, and Bruno Mars, and I mean, all kinds of folks, Bono from YouTube, just folks from every generation of music, and it goes back to Miles Davis and Ella Fitzgerald, and Duke Ellington folks way back then, all the way up to that. In fact, Chance the Rapper told me that his dad had a job here in DC. His dad used to take me all the time. As a kid, yeah. He hung out for a good couple of hours in the back room in Chili Bowl. Great guy, wonderful guy.
Destination spot. If you could have Ben's Chili Bowl anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere.
In the world. For me personally, or just for the business?
Say for you and for the business.
I mean, it's going to end up being a lot of places in the world. We have a lot of people wanting to come and take us and put us in different places in the world, kind of spread this energy, you know what I mean? And so, it's funny because you told me that your job was with Dubai, right? And Dubai Embassy, right? So, we've actually had people approaching us, wanting us to put a Chili Bowl in Dubai.
That's amazing.
That's happened at some point, absolutely.
So it would have to be everybody on board to do that. Like your crew, you and your brothers.
Well, no, we're all happy to do it. It comes down to logistics. In other words, what we have right now, we are set up for this area right now. You know what I mean? So in other words, to figure out, this is a real special homemade chili sauce. So we're going to figure out how do we create the chili and the hash browns, all the items we have here. When we go somewhere else, we're not going to compromise. It's got to be the same level of quality, same level of everything. So the whole thing is logistically, it's kind of like, okay, we've got to get over there and figure out how do we do this well in a different part of the world. That's the key. That's the key. So it takes some energy. That's all. But no, we'll do it. We'll do it. Everyone's on board. The family, the whole family wants to see some growth because, you know, we are, and when you think about this, I can't really think of another black family company that's doing anything like this, much less for generations, for 62 years. You know what I mean? It's a real family business, you know, so that means a lot of people. So to take something like this and put it in other places in the world, it sets an example of what is possible, what we can do as a people. You know what I mean? So it's important. It's really great.
What would you say to somebody who's young entrepreneur trying to start their business, but I wouldn't say they lack the drive, but they hit a couple of walls and they're thinking about giving up? What would you say to them?
I would tell them what my mom and dad taught me, right? So mom and dad, my mom worked at the bank, Industrial Bank, which is a black-owned bank in DC. You know that Industrial Bank? At the corner of 11th and U, right?
I've heard of it. I don't know exactly.
Right down the street. Yeah, so mom worked right there, and she was a teller there, right? And my dad, he worked and lived in DC too. He went to Howard University, right? So dad saw her in the bank, and he decided, oh, what do you think? He said, son, I saw your mother, and she was beautiful, and she counted money real fast. And I said, she's gonna have nice, beautiful babies, and she's gonna help me count all the money I'm gonna make. So he was a funny guy. But basically, they opened the Chili Bowl August 22nd, 1958, right? They got married October 10th, 1958. They got married like 6 weeks later, okay? And when they got married, they took their savings, put it together, $5,000 back then to open that Chili Bowl, right? And what they said, what my dad said to my mom, we're gonna make Virginia, we're gonna make this work. And if it looks like it's not doing too well, if we have to give up our apartment and we have to stay in here and put a shower in here, we will live here forever. We're going to make this work, right? You know when their first vacation was? They got married in 1958, right? Their first vacation was 10 years later. They stayed there and they said, we will work. And they said even when, and things went very well. Again, they did very, very well. They had a lot of customers and stuff. Everyone loved them. And even back then, you know, people sometimes, employees are employees. Sometimes people don't show up for work, whatever happens. They had tickets for the Kennedy Center for a nice show or something, right? On the Saturday night, it's grand, you got everything going on. A couple folks don't show up. They changed clothes, went straight to the Chili Bowl, and gave their tickets to someone else to go enjoy the show, and they worked till 4 o'clock in the morning. Many, many times.
Great.
So if you want your business to work, you decide, I'm going to make my business work. There's no other option. You say, you know what, whatever it takes, I'm going to be right here. So young folks who want to try, and then they go, oh, it's so hard, I give up.
It's not.
Tyler Perry, Sinbad, you talk to people who are doing very, very well. Many of them were bankrupt, many of them were broke, many of them were homeless or something. Next thing, but they didn't give up. Stay focused, live your life clean. That's very important, you know what I mean? A lot of young folks right now, if you're into drinking too much alcohol, getting high and stuff like that, you sabotage yourself. So you can think you're having fun, but in 20, 30 years, it's not going to be a fun life. You know what I mean? So if you decide, you know what, I want to build something for myself, for my life, for my family, you just got to start together. And it really is fun. So it's a lot of fun to, there's a different feeling when you feel like you are learning and growing and achieving something.
It is.
It's a different feeling. What you're doing here is your passion, right? You love it. And so when you do something that you love so much, you would do it for free. When the money comes, it's great. But the reason the money comes is not because you chase the money. It's because you love what you do so much, you did it that well, people recognize it. That's the magic. That's the magic. During COVID, when we had a really, really hard time at some point, we were going, what do? You know, and we said we can never close Houston because we are here to serve the community. We've always been here to serve the community. And we bring the hope just by staying. If we close, look like ends closed, people be lost. So we got to be there, but we weren't making money from them. It's tough. We just got to hang in there and make it work. You know what I mean? But people have to understand it's that dedication, that passion. When you hit the high point, people think you're lucky. It's a whole lot of work. But it's work that comes from your heart, so you love it. You know what I
mean? Needed that.
Good. No, because what you're doing is wonderful.
Yeah.
What you're doing is wonderful. You know?
And it's amazing to see, and that's pretty much why I started it, because you know, everybody hits a wall, you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't have role models. There's not a lot of role models out here. And I figured, you know, everybody's gonna leave this earth, but when I leave, I want to leave a mark. And if I can have a platform for people from where I'm from, doing something bigger than you do, and even if you're doing the same thing, like it's a restaurant over there, but if you're doing it a certain way with a certain hit factor and rise, then
what you're doing, when I watch your shows, right? What you're doing now, you've been doing it for years, right?
well, since
November. 2 months is a year. Give yourself some credit. You're already there, right? You got to see it's already there. But in doing that, it's a show. You post this regularly, people know that you look for it. So you're doing something. You didn't wait for NBC to pick you up, or ABC is going to pick you up, or Netflix to pick you up. You already doing it, right? When they look at you later on, they don't, you say, oh, well, I do this. Oh, well, let me see something. You can go on this channel. You can see it past a few years. They're impressed because they see you serious. You don't have just an idea. You've been actually doing this. So if you ended up doing the same thing in a big studio with a better camera and a cameraman, it's not new to you now. It's what you do. That's how things happen. Just like that.
You're right.
Yeah, you start small. It's not about small or big. It's about this is what I love to do. I'm going to do the best I can, and I'm going to keep doing it. And it's just going to keep getting better and better. You know? And the thing is, what you just asked me about young people, for example, right? That's when you start to see what kind of difference you do. Decide for yourself, okay, I got a show. I'm asking some interesting questions, but you got to ask yourself, when someone watches my show and then they turn it off, what do I want them to feel when they're watching it, and what do I want them to feel after they finish watching it?
Exactly.
That's the key, right? If you watch your show and laugh and have a good time, that's good. That's really good because you brought someone's energy up. You brought the smile up, right? If they watch your show and they laugh over it and turn it off and then go get high, did you help them? But if they watch your show and they laugh, enjoy the show, then they turn off and say, you know what? Let me go do something. Right now, you brought them some happiness and joy and entertained them, but you also gave them something that made them go. They may just say, if she can do this, I can do this. That's enough. Anything that gives them the motivation to realize when people come to us, like you even sometimes, people come to us and they go, oh wow, it's such an honor, and y'all so iconic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you walk in and they're like, we just folk. We're just regular folk.
That's how I was. I was like, oh my God.
We're just regular folk, just like you, doing the same work, just like it's not that big of a deal. And when you go, I live in Hollywood, California. I've met everybody. When you hang with Chad, you get all these people. They all just people doing their work. That's all it is. That's all it is. The ones who are successful take it seriously. That's all. That's all. These guys are serious.
Yeah, I want people to watch my stuff and get inspired. I want people to question, what the hell am I doing with my life?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't want, because I know I don't want to die paying bills, and if I do, I want to be doing something that I love. I want to do something that's sincere to me.
Well, what you said, and what you said is what you want to leave something behind.
Yeah, more
You
than
want to say,
anything.
when I left a mark. I left something that maybe when I was here, maybe it didn't go too far. But after I'm gone, it's still here. I created something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna still touch somebody, you know, and maybe it's touching somebody now and it's gonna touch somebody later on. Both, you never know. So the thing is, you just gotta keep doing what you do. That's all. Comes from your heart. You feel that it's great. You just gotta do it. That's all.
What's the one thing you want customers to leave with when they visit them?
We want, excuse me, we want their day to be a little brighter. So people out there in the world, it's a lot of stress. Your job, you know, the taxes, the bills, the car might have broke down, you got a relationship issue, something, you know. We want folks to come in a little hungry, you know, and however they come in, we want them to leave happy. We want them to leave, I mean, if we can have them leave happy and feel inspired, that's even better. But bottom line, we want to make your day better. That's it. That's it. You know, and people can feel when you care about them. You know, some places you walk in and greetings, welcome to the world, and they sound like robots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You walk someplace where people sound like a straight robot, and they're just doing them. They're reading the line, they're saying the line that the boss said to say. I tell people here, I said, listen, when one of our guests comes in, treat them the same way you treat if you haven't seen your best friend in 5 years, they walk in the door in your house. I said, just, you know, treat everyone with that family energy. Because they can feel that love and you feel it too. I said, you can come and go to work and just be bored for 8 hours and say, hey, I'm just doing this for a paycheck. Or you can get to know people, have fun with people, and you learn at the same time. We have people coming in here, we have everything like I told you. White, black, rich, poor, young, old, Asian, Hispanic. We have homeless people. We had Obama. We have Redskins, we have congressmen, we got Chance the Rapper, we've got Dave Chappelle, we've got Marlo from YouTube, we've got Jimmy Fallon, we got all kinds of folks who come through, you know what I mean? And so you never know who's gonna come, and a lot of times when people come, you don't recognize them as something. But you just have a conversation, not because you care who they are, but because you care about them as a human being. And as you get to know people, you discover, oh wow, this is interesting. That's why my mom loves, when you see my mom in here, you should meet her. Mom loves everybody. And she wants to hear everybody's story, and she wants to send you out feeling better. And that's what we love, that's what we do. You know?
And that's long lasting.
It is. I mean, people come to us. I was in the Chili Bowl one time at U Street. Brother comes in, he says, man, this lady here, your mom, man, she's just like my mom. She's the reason I came off the street. She's the reason I went to law school. I'm a lawyer today. Brother comes in. You have folks who are in the Chili Bowl who, you know, back when the neighborhood was real rough, kids would be out there, and if they're out in the streets, they're getting exposed to drugs and violence and all kinds of things. We would have them come in, hang out. They could eat for free, as long as the rule was you got to read something. You got to have something that's going to stimulate your mind, you know. And so, but people felt that sense of home. They felt that sense of, hey, this is somewhere that
A safe haven.
we're safe. Exactly. And you knew the community looking out for you, and mom is everybody's mom.
You're not being judged, because most kids worry about being judged.
You know, even in the 80s, we had a whole bunch of, you know, drug dealers out here and stuff, and neighborhood was rough, and the street was dug up. This street was dug up, right? We didn't have a lot of gangsters coming at that time, right? You know, and so, but some of the local folks who came, a lot of them were gangsters, right? Straight up, you know. We had, and mom was in there, and I mean, I've seen a couple times, mom was sitting up there, you see someone at the counter, right? Brother sitting up here at the counter, having a half-smoked boiled cheeseburger or something, and a gun bulging out of his pocket. Mom would walk up to him behind and just, boy, I know you didn't bring no gun into my place. And they would always, Miss Ben, I'm so sorry, Miss Ben, I apologize, oh no, you can eat here, you welcome to be here, but you gotta get that out of here right now. And they would take it out, and they would come back, but she didn't judge them. She didn't treat them like they're less than anything. She just taught them, I know who you are, and you can be better than the way you're acting. And do not bring that level of behavior in here and change your own life too. So that's the whole thing. Is we don't treat people as anything less. We treat people in the sense of, look, we're all family. Maybe you had a hard time in your life. We understand. We understand. Everyone has a hard time. But you got some love and support here. Get out and do something better than what you're doing. Because everyone is able to do better than they do. Everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody. I don't care what you're doing, you can do better tomorrow if you decide. That's all.
That's so
That
true.
decision is the key. For me too. I'm working on myself every single day.
I know, I'm trying.
Yeah.
As long as you're trying, that's half the battle.
But that's what keeps life interesting. That's what makes life fun. If you're not trying, you die. If you're not trying, you're bored. And that's the reason people want to get high, because life is not giving them enough, or they're not getting enough out of life on their own. When you realize how much fun you can have being clean, you're like, why would I wake up with a headache tomorrow doing that stupid mess because you think I should? No, I don't need that. I'm good. Oh, you having fun? I'm having more fun than you right now. You know what I mean? And people start to realize they didn't know it was possible to enjoy yourself. You got to. Your life is short.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, as a musician, what do you say? We play. You like kids. I want to play all the time. You can pay me, don't pay me. I don't care. I'm playing. Right? That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's what life is for. Mom is in the Chili Bowl. Mom's not working the Chili Bowl right now because she has to work to pay her rent. Mom is working because she loves it. She loves the people. She loves the place. She loves the food. She loves it. She loves it. That's why she's there. She doesn't have to be there. She would feel bored to death if she was staying at home every day. That's just reality. You know? so it's funny because at 87, people look forward to retiring. What you gonna do? Yeah, you got to live your life. Do something that you love to do. You know? That's it.
Thank you for allowing the Doctor's Hour to come to your establishment today. I can't stress how much it meant to me to be here in such a iconic place. And I know you say, you know, about the icon, but I'm flattered that you let me come and do this today. So
Thank you so much, and we're flattered that you're here with us today, and it means a lot to me to see, you know, to have the other networks come and to have a young person doing something so beautiful is wonderful for us. We really appreciate you.
Thank you for joining us on the Doctor's Hour. Have a good night.
Have a good night.